Hey everyone, welcome back. And today we are going to start this week, with a new question. This involves creating a custom function. So the question is simple, how to check whether number is prime or not. But we are going to build that in a custom manner, okay? Custom function. So if you are new to the channel, you can click on the link above. Make sure you watch all the videos in the playlist so that you can so that you can see you can check about all the use cases for no use cases you will get in the interview, okay? On the solution you can practice as well, okay? So we'll just get started with this today's session. The question is simple, okay? How to check whether the number is prime number or not, okay? So we'll just solve this question today, okay? So I'll just guide you how to write a custom function for this one, okay? So years of experience, I would say, uh, not for a junior, okay, but mid senior or senior level, okay? So that's the thing. Okay, so not for a junior thing, because like junior might not know about writing functions, okay? So that's why. And conceptually, if you know any code, take any code, okay? Take any code, any C or C++ or Python or whatever. How will you write the code, okay? So how will you write the code, like function code? The same thing, same behavior, okay? We have to pass the argument to the function and then do some computation there and then returning the result. So all these are important, okay? So pausing and then computation and then returning, okay? So all these are important, okay? So if you understand this concept, I think you are good to go, okay? We can solve this use case. So given input data, okay? So input data is 1 2 3 up to 10, okay? So output data we have to filter the prime, okay? So 2 3 5 7, okay? So we'll just find out how we can do that in a reformat. Okay, so see, basically you can imagine, okay, you can imagine how can you do that in the reformat, because like we have 10 rows, 1 2 3 4 5, okay, up to 10 rows. Here we have only 4 rows, okay, water filtered, okay? So you can imagine how to how reformat will do that, okay? So we'll do that in reformat. I'll just show you the code, okay? So the design would be, as I told you, reformat. Okay, so the behavior of I will tell you my logic, okay? So what I will do is that I will write a function, okay, which computes, okay, whether if number is prime or not, okay, and then your main function, okay? So your main reformat function will get that input, okay, will get that function, okay, input, and then filters, okay, and then filters are, here we are rejecting, okay? So rejecting the non-prime, okay? That's the uh, that's what we are going to do today, okay? So your 10 records flow through here from the input, and then the reformat computation happens, and then the non-prime numbers get rejected here, okay, and the prime numbers will get to the output, okay? So that's the data flow. Now we'll see about we'll see about writing the code, okay? See, basically for any code, you have to write the function first, right? Function first, and then main function in the bottom, okay? So main function in the at bottom, main function after after your custom function, okay? So similarly, okay, we'll just write, I'll just put this in a comment, okay? Similarly, we'll just write the function, okay, whatever we are going to write on our own, okay? So I'll just name that function as check, okay, check prime number, okay, check prime or not, okay? So for that, here we'll pass that argument, okay? So I'll just tell you, I'll just for now I'll just put x, okay? So and then we are going to begin that uh, function, okay? So let me just take that in the down, okay? So here, okay, so after that we'll just write the code, okay? So first thing is, I'll just show you, here we have computation, okay? So we are going to write the code here, okay? End, okay? So now we'll just write the main function, okay? I'll just come back to the code, okay? So reformat in, okay, so begin, and then out dot data, okay? So here, and then you have end, okay? So this is the skeleton, okay? So I have just completed skeleton. Now I have to I have to like compute, like I have to assign the data, okay? I have to assign the, see, this is a data field, okay? So whatever input and output we have took, that's a data field. If you're wondering about the record, like input DML, input and output DML are same, okay? Or same, Okay, so just nothing but record, okay, decimal, new line, okay, so data end. Okay, so we have just put in one each line. Okay, so this one is the DML. Okay, data. Okay, so data is the field. Okay, so what I'm going to do is like I'll just explain you. Okay, from the bottom down, I mean bottom up. Okay, so from the reformat. Okay, from the reformat main function, see anyway what happens, your 10 records will come to the reformat, and then reformat triggers, and then the reformat your transform okay, transform will run. This main function will run in this one first. No, first, like, let's do one thing. Okay, first what we can do, first thing is that we can we can segregate. Okay, so prime number starts with greater than 1, right? So it starts with 2, right? So what we can do is that let's say if that is 2. Okay, so if your number, okay, if your number is 2, then you can just take that input and then send it to the output. Okay, if else. Okay, I'm just going to else write that if else thing. Okay, else if. So here else if your data, okay, is okay not equal to 1. Okay, because see we one anything, like, see one, it will come to that generated record. Okay, so one we are not considering 1. Okay, so prime number itself is like will start with the greater than 1, right? So it will start with the 2, right? So if it is like not equal to 1, okay, we are not, so we are seeing for other numbers. Okay, so we are not equal to 1, and then okay, I'll just put and. Okay, here I'll just check prime for that in dot data. Okay, in the data. So here whether it's true or false. Okay, I'm going to write true or false. For that I'm going to write 0. Okay, so if that's the case, if the number is not equal to 1, and if the function is telling true or false, in that manner I'm going to write the same thing. Okay, else. Okay, else what I'm going to do is, if we don't satisfy these two criteria. Okay, I will come back to prime number concept. Okay, there. Okay, so if we don't have a prime number findings here, we can reject that. Okay, by force error. Okay, so make sure not a prime number. Okay, see, make sure you enable that threshold. Okay, I'll just add a comment here. Make sure, okay, make sure you know put that. Okay, so put change. Okay, make sure you change never about. Okay, never about to never see never about. Okay, never about on first. Sorry, about on. Okay, about on first reject to never about. Okay, you just change that, so that so that your graph will not fail at when you trigger the run. Okay, so when you run the graph, it won't fail at the starting. Okay, so this is the complete code. Okay, so this is a complete code. Now we will see complete main function code. Okay, we have complete main function code. Now we will write this function. Okay, so this is the function. Okay, so check prime is the function, or our build function, which is calling our okay whatever we are done here. Okay, so in data is getting positive here is in x. Okay, so x is our number. Okay, whatever number, okay, it comes into, and then now we'll write the code here. Okay, so we're just going to like we are just, like, we are going to find whether x is divisible or not. Okay, so divisible by the number. Okay, by by all that number. Okay, all the below number what order. Okay, by numbers we'll just find out. Okay, if it is if it is divisible, then it will return we can say it will return 0. Okay, if it is not divisible, then 1. Okay, so we can, if like, if divisible, okay, if prime, okay, then 0 or 1. Okay, so we are going to return that. Okay, we are going to do a computation, and then we are going to return 0 or 1. Okay, so here okay, inside the function you just introduce like like flag. Okay, flag, flag, like for no flag, set the flag to 0. Okay, and then let int another number. Okay, so I'll just take a count. Okay, parameter. Okay, so which starts with a 2. Okay, so since we have we are checking the prime number from from starting from 2, right? So while, so I'm starting while loop, because like I will be like checking for I will be like checking that, suppose if you have 8 coming in. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, 8 the 8 is coming to this function, and then here we have 8, and then 8 is being checked whether prime or not. Okay, for that to check, you have to divide, like you have to make sure that 8 is not divisible. Okay, for that you will be divide that by 2, 3, 4, like that, right? So I'll start with this one. I, okay, less than, okay, as an x here begin. Okay, so now I will write this code. Okay, if that x, okay, that x is not divisible. Okay, I mean, no, here I'll just put divisible. Okay, I equal to 0. So x is, for example, let's take, uh, if it is, divisible. Okay, so our prime should not be divisible, but if here, if it is divisible, okay, so divisible, then you give that, that flag. Okay, 0 flag. Okay, so we'll see here. Okay, so here, if it is divisible, then what you do, you just increment. Okay, increment your flag equal to flag plus 1. Okay, so that, and then I'm just increment the counter I equal to I plus 1. Okay, so that the loop will end, when the number is greater. Okay, suppose, if you're focusing for fourth number. Okay, if you're running for fourth number, that counter will, up to run up to that, 3. Okay, 2, 3. Okay, so 2 and 3 will be the counter. Okay, for the number, for x equal to 4. Okay, so basically, this is a prime logic. Okay, it's a prime code. Okay, you can just take the prime code and then you can paste. Okay, so and then I'm ending that while loop here. Okay, end the while loop, and then see, and then important thing is I did the computation here. Okay, and now I have to return the result. So how will you return the result? Out, and then flag. Okay, so here the flag will be, suppose you take the first number. Okay, so first, see, if one goes to the our reformat, what will happen here, that it will go here. Okay, else the rejected. Okay, because, like, we don't have if else if, so directly one will go here and then not a prime number. Okay, rejection will happen. After that, 2 will come. Okay, so if 2 comes, we are triggering the first line. If number is 2, then we are passing the 2. Okay, the 2 will be filtered. And if 3 comes, okay, so if the third number comes, so then what happens, your first line will not execute, second line will execute. Okay, because your 3 is not equal to 1, and then you will be validating whether that is a prime number or not. Okay, if that is a prime number, it will match with 0. Okay, so here 3 is not divisible. Okay, so what happens, flag will remain, this code will not execute. Okay, it will come out of no that while loop, and then flag will be 0. Okay, for, for 3. Okay, flag is 0, 0 for, number 3. Okay, for number 3, that means, it's a prime number. Okay, so now this one will be, so this one will be 0, 0 equal to 0. Okay, so this is true, this is true, true and true, like we get true, so that you will be getting 3 and the output. Okay, similarly 5, 7, 5, 6, for example, now take 6. Okay, we know the, otherwise take 4. Okay, take 4 and check here. For the 4 number, we are divisible. Okay, so this number is divisible. For 4, you will get the remainder, you get mod. Okay, mod equal to 0. So what happens, if you get the mod equal to 0, then flag will be incremented. Okay, so flag will be changed. Okay, the flag will be changed to 1. Flag will be 1. Okay, so that means non-prime. So 4 is non-prime. So what happens, that fourth number will be, will be rejected to the will be rejected. Okay, and will be calculated in the reject file. Okay, so this is the, this is the entire logic. Okay, so this is a prime logic. Okay, check prime. It's a prime logic. Okay, you can use this prime logic, and then this is the reformat logic. Okay, so reformat, you can just, and do this, and then, here in the check prime, you have to follow this code. Okay, if you follow this code, it will work. Okay, it will work. Make sure you write this first. Okay, so make sure you write. Okay, so you write this custom function first. Okay, and then you can write that reformat function. Okay, so data flow will be, you will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the input. Okay, it goes to the reformat, and then in the reject we will be getting 1, 4, Okay, 1468. Okay, 1468 910. Okay, so you'll get that in a reject port. I'll just write it down in the reject port. Okay, so in the reject port you'll be getting 4 6 8 9 10. Okay, you will get that. So output will be your prime number, which I have which I have put already there in the above. Okay, so this is how you can write, you can build your own custom function. Okay, so make sure you don't miss out any like any brackets or something. Okay, so any brackets or any see you have to properly close that. Okay, close the bracket, and then you have to make sure you return this one. Okay, so return the flag. Okay, I mean return the output. Okay, whatever output you process, you return that. Okay, so that's all. Okay, so that's all for today, and then we'll just check another another interesting or important question. Okay, some other time. Okay, so until then, tata, bye bye.